Fala galera, estamos começando mais um episódio da série Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Vamos lá.
As the rabbi says, a wise man fears and shuns evil, but a fool is hot-headed and reckless.
I have not changed my answer. I will not sell you the rights to my mines. Not today, not tomorrow, nor in 100 years. You will not get your hands on my silver.
You forget, I have influential friends. If you won't sell the mines, you'll lose them. Just like Malishov. Along with your life, if you defy me.
Mind your step. Two can play that game. Did you really think that I didn't know you were stealing the royal silver, eh? When your self-proclaimed king finds that out, your head will be on the chopping block.
Seize that traitor!
Not another step.
You'll get yours too, turtle dove. What are you waiting for? Can't you see? They're threatening the Royal Mint Master!
He's one of them! Get him! Nice hit! At him! He's got no chance of losing! You swine! You'll pay for that! I'll kill you, you dare! We'll kick your asses! I'll kill you! Hey, that one's had it! At him! He's got no chance of him! You haven't a chance! We'll finish this!
Damn. They gave me a going over. Good thing you showed up, lad.
You alright, sir? Looks like you took some hits.
Papa! My God! You're hurt!
I'm alright. What the hell was...
I saved your life, didn't you?
We would have been in the right if you hadn't taken the shot. Now, do you have any idea what this means?
Was I supposed to let one of Sigismund's lackeys insult us
And you thought this was a...
You know what? Let's just leave it be. Apologies for the mess, stranger. There aren't usually so many corpses.
I should be the one apologising.
It won't be your concern, though. We'll call the guards and tell them what happened. That Ulrich Vavak and his men attacked us.
You think that will make them let us off the...
Not for free. But knowing young Plimo, the commander of the guard, I'm sure he won't refuse my coin. But back to you, lad. Who are you? And why have you graced us with your visit?
I'm Henry of Scales, squire to Lord Capon of Perkstein.
Pleased to meet you. Conslin Routard. And this feisty creature here is my daughter Rosa.
Like father, like...
Why did your master send you to me?
He didn't, sir.
We're sorry to hear that.
But I plan to rescue him. And I believe you can help.
We can.
Lord Capon is held at Malashov.
Our Malashov? I don't envy him. I was planning on fixing the roof before they took... I doubt its new master will lift a finger to do anything up. Tell me, why would I meddle in matters that...
Well, we all stand on the same side.
That is undoubtedly true, especially since his people started sticking their fingers in my... But to get involved in something as dangerous as freeing a captured nobleman...
We have to do something to help.
Dangerous? It's madness.
Nobody will know.
You haven't been in Kuttenberg for long, have you? The walls... I'd only end up with my head on the chopping block. And I don't even want to think of...
That's true. As long as Vavak's breathing...
Who is he, anyway?
Ulrich Vavak von Neuhaus. The new mint master appointed by Sigismund. He's had it in for us ever since he took over. He's been pressuring me to hand over my mining rights. It seems he'd like to see me reduced. And now we've killed his men. The king's men. I'll have to reach deep in... Like Rosa said, lad. As long as Vavak is around, my hands are tied. I'm sorry.
Should I kill him?
Christ almighty!
I don't doubt you could pull it off. But Sigismund's people are like the Hydra. You chop off one head, and another grows back in its place. We'd just get another Vavak. No, killing won't solve anything. We have to do something else to get to him. It's obvious Vavak is getting richer than his office warrants. He even uses it to mint counterfeit groschen, using a fake die. If Sigismund were to find out, he'd have him...
But you need evidence to make such...
Exactly.
But how do we find it?
Some of the silver goes missing somewhere along the way to the mint. And we have to find out where.
Find out? But how? They don't let just anyone into the mines and...
You're right. Only authorized people are allowed in. My friend Peter of Pisek. They ousted him from the Mint Master's office. He wanted to become the Mint Master himself, but because of Vavak, he had to settle for the steward's office.
And that's saying...
Christian and I were just talking about his suspicions. He'd welcome any dirt you can dig up on Vavak. If you go to him and ask for help on my behalf, I'm sure I'll help you free Lord Capon in exchange for evidence of Vavak's fraud.
All right. I've already met Peter of Pisek, and I know he can be trusted. Let's hope the same goes for his brother.
Excellent. You'll find Christian in Horshan, at the estate near the mine. Tell him the password, Via Argentum, the pot of silver. He'll know who he's dealing with, but be careful, both of you. This is our last chance to stop.
We'll be praying.
Oxe, eu fiquei sem capacete. Don't believe this. Que diabo tirou meu capacete? Ah, acho que foi naquela hora do... Eu ir lá pro... interrogatório com a galera do... Liechtenstein. Logo viu, vamos. Tá.
God be with you, my friend. I've been tricked so many times, I prefer to go where I'm known. It's hard to find...
Go!
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
God be with you. How's the watch going?
Not bad so far.
I don't have time to discuss it with Paul. You'll be watching it from now on, all right? Or I'll have to find another fet.
You can't just sack me, steward. I got this job from Ulrich von Neuhaus.
But I can make sure he knows how you run the place. That's the 5th yucca who got scrushed in here.
This is some jiggery-pokery.
Be quiet. And now clear off. Hey!
You're a Christian of...
I am?
Kunzlin Ruthard sent me. About via Argentum.
I see. But I'm afraid I don't have good news for Sir Kunz. I haven't made much progress regarding the... I just don't have the time to investigate. I'm always needed somewhere, and there's always someone following...
Well, that's why I'm here.
Excellent. You'd be pulling a thorn from... What's your name?
Henry.
All right, nobody can know I'm looking into it. It's a very dangerous game, but hopefully I don't need to tell you that.
Lord Ruthard mentioned something of the sort.
Excellent. You don't happen to come from a family of miners, or...
My father was a blacksmith.
It's a fine craft. But it won't teach you much about... I'll be happy to tell you everything you need to know. Now, follow... We need to talk somewhere in private. Wait a bit. We're not there yet.
Where should I start looking?
Straight to the point. We know for a fact the silver must be getting lost somewhere on its way to the mint. That means it would be best to discreetly inspect all operations and find out where the First of all, you should ask miners from every shift how many corves they mine in a day. After that, we'll compare the numbers to the mine record books and see.
But the yields aren't the same every day.
True. That's why we have to focus on one particular day. For example, the other day, on the Feast of St. Petronilla, Foreman Fett was beaming and bragging to me about how much it helped. Mined out.
Couldn't I just ask Fett?
Fett's job is to count the corves and write the amount down in the mine book. He won't tell you any other number. We're interested in what the miners themselves have to say. They've no reason to hide anything. Nevertheless, the miners are a strange bunch, and they have an odd way of speaking. Like, calling each other Sonny, however old they are. You should pretend to be really interested in them, and maybe they'll open up to you. You could be a scholar writing a treatise on silver mining, or perhaps a nobleman, or just say I'm your distant uncle who's initiating you into the ins and outs of my job.
I reckon I could pose as...
Suit yourself. Just don't change your story so you don't... But to the point, each day 3 shifts work in the shaft. Each has its foreman, or gaffer, as they say. The first Samco's hewers should be off work now. You'll find the other 2 shifts in the mine. Take this, so the guards will let you in. It's a letter of safe conduct bearing my seal.
And what are you going to do?
I'll return to the estate to do my job. What else? I reckon they must be wondering where I am. But once you find out how many corves the 3 shifts mined on the Feast of St. Petronilla, return to me. We'll compare that number to the entry in the mine. Don't forget.
Who owns the silver?
All the silver in the Kingdom of Bohemia belongs to the king, whether it's above ground or still below it. Though I'm sure you understand, the king has a lot on his mind, and he can't be expected to, so he leases out the mining rights to his tenants. It's called the Burgergal. There's a lot of money in it. The tenants have to pay the king, and the king also receives a share of the pure silver. That's the royal tithe.
What is this path of silver, anyway?
It's the whole process, from digging the silver ore out of the ground and processing it, to minting silver. Silver is found in ore veins underground. The pitmen mine it and get it to the surface. The chief foreman of a gallery counts the corves, and the assayer estimates the purchase price of the ore for the smelter. The raw ore goes to the smelter, where it's crushed in a stamp mill before it can be purified by roasting. Roasted ore goes to the furnaces, where it's smelted into raw and then pure silver. Silver is then cast into rods about as thick as your little finger.
Can any silver get lost?
It can. And unfortunately, it does happen. It may be a capital offence, but even that won't deter. Most often, a pitman tries to smuggle pieces of ore under his clothes. It doesn't end well. Nevertheless, the entire path of the silver, from the ore beneath the ground to minted coins, is closely guarded. Every step is recorded in the books, so if someone is stealing large quantities, they must have it pretty damn well figured out.
Who checks the royal...
The Royal Mint Master and his subordinates are responsible for collecting the royal share. That also means me and the shaft foreman. That is why every step of the path of silver is monitored and recorded, starting with how much ore is mined. It's in their best interest to get the highest possible yield after deducting the royal share.
Who makes money from all?
The thing is, pitmen get paid for mining in the shaft. Mine operators get paid for raw ore. The smelters then smelt everything, sell the pure silver, and deduct the raw tithe. The silver rubs off on the hands of anyone who even touches it. But there's still enough left over for the king.
Who owns the mines?
The king grants mining rights to his loyal subjects, and these leaseholders can rent out their privileges to other people. All sorts of people operate mines in Gutenberg. Nobility, rich burghers, even the monastery. In fact, anyone with enough money to pay for new shafts to be dug can share in the proceeds.
Who's responsible for the mines?
The mines and the mint are supervised directly by the Royal Mint Master, Ulrich Vervark von Neuhaus. As the steward, I'm his direct subordinate. I oversee that everything runs smoothly on his behalf. Then come the chief foreman, then the other foreman, and finally the ordinary pitmen in the shafts. But I don't come in contact with them very often. We follow the path of silver until the moment an ore merchant buys the ore from us and takes it.
How much do the mines pay?
That depends on whether it's a royal mine or a mine in the hands of a mining guild. Meaning...
I thought all mines were owned by the king.
That's right. But it's much more profitable for the king to grant mine. They bear the cost of mining themselves and pay him a share. The king receives 1/3 of the profits from his own mines, but only 1/5 from the leaseholders. That's how he gets what's his from all the mining.
What about the other 2/3 of the profits?
Those go towards the costs, of course. For operation.
Who's responsible for this?
They have their own owners. They buy ore from us and smelt it into pure. Then they deduct the royal tithe and they can sell the rest, and not just silver. Processing the ore yields a variety of other materials that can be sold just as well.
What happens in the smelt?
Each smelting shop has a stamp mill, a roasting pit, and a smelting furnace. The stamp mill is used to crush the ore into smaller pieces to make it easier to process. After that, the crushed ore, finally, everything is smelted in a furnace to separate the pure silver.
So it's processed similarly to steel for smithing?
Yes. But in steelmaking, you don't have to weigh and record every step thrice.
How are groschen made from this?
The royal share from the smelting works goes to the mint in the... There, the coiners hammer it out into silver sheets for cutting the coin blanks. Then, in the Italian court's preghouse, our minters cut out and punch new groschen.
How many mints are there in total?
Only the main one is left. There used to be more of them throughout the kingdom. But King Wenzel, it was he who contributed the most to the rise of the Prague groschen. And of course, his own wealth too.
By the way, I've had the honour of meeting your brother.
Well, well.
He was a great help to us.
Even though we had some disagreements. If it weren't for him, I'd never have been able to do what...
thinking about?
Are you Foreman Samco?
Aye, I am.
My name is Henry. Stuart Christian sent me. I'm a student from Prague, and I'm writing a treatise on miners and mine operations.
Why should I care?
Sir Christian told me to ask about anything that interests me, and that you...
Ah, Sonny, I'm so tired. I haven't even got the... I wouldn't mind having a game of dice, but then I'll tell you everything. Christ, what now?
You better start talking before you... There's one thing you don't want. It's an angry Henry slamming your head against...
Bloody hell, kidder. You don't miss up. I see enough black as is down in the mound.
What is the work of a mine...
Aye, that's a good question, Mara. But proper rest is even more important than graft. You're as weak as a...
So how do you rest?
Depends. Some have a kip. Some a swally. Some go whoring.
How do you mine ore?
Either we're on ASRock, and then no one's hewing shit. Or we're hewing something... Only then there's not much silver in the ore. And you've got to smelt...
How much do you make doing this?
Don't even get me started. The chink's bad, and it's getting worse.
How many corves did you mine on, say...
I can tell you exactly. All the yakkers were working, and we managed to hulk 34 corves without skimping on hame time. First time...
That's all I need to know.
É, tudo aqui basta. É, então vou ter que entrar aqui, velho.
Greetings.
Foreman Frank?
What you looking for, Sonny? Can't you see?
Sir Christian of Peace. I'm a student at the university in Prague. Henry.
I didn't know you scribblers were into it. You can't just amble around. You'll cap your...
I just have a few questions.
The more we gab, but make it snappy, man.
What is the work of a miner?
What's it about? Bugger all, kid. We gans through the roads, Bella. Hewing off from rock in the dark and breathe...
How exactly do you mine?
Bloody hell. Have you never seen a yakka graph? You take a kevil and ding away at the rock till it crumbles. And if you keep ganning at it and don't croak from the stythe, then you'll keel over from exhaustion. Or get...
How do you get the ore outside?
See, once you get out by with the cough, you get a tally. And you can...
How much do you get?
I'll tell you, man. Them deputies up at bank make a howfing pile of chink. But us buggers, the ones doing all the graft, we earn a pittance.
Can you give me a more specific...
Sometimes, not even half a groschen a cough. That's near weight.
I wonder,
That depends on how much ore you hulk out of this or that face. It varies.
How much did you mine, say?
Listen, kidder. Aren't you a bit too... Why do you need to know that for? Them
Spill it. I want to know how many corves you mined on the Feast of St.
Alright, easy, Mara. We're not gonna... It was a good gar on the Feast of St. Petronilla. Our yakkers hewed 36 corves.
Thanks.
Nah, thank ye. Now leave us to hew, Mara. We've got... See you soon, my friend.
Where can I find your for...
What you doing here, kidder?
I've got a letter of safe con... I'm a student from Prague.
Right?
I just need to ask your foreman a few...
What gaffer's gone doing there to pray? Don't...
Why wouldn't he be in the mood?
Young Jaybird, one of our maras. He hadn't even had a full week on the graft, poor lad. It happened to find Paul at the lowest level, by the roof fall. His prey... You'll hear the wind howling in the attic down there. It can be heard as far as that cursed road. Don't fret, but... St. Barbara will look out for you. Farewell.
Oh, sacre.
Incarnation of Christ, thy Son, was made known by the message of an angel, and by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection. To the same...
Are you foreman...
Hey! You walk... Hold on. I don't know ye. Who are...
My name's Henry. I'm a student at the university in Prague, and I'm writing a... I hate to interrupt your prayers for a dead friend.
He weren't just me marrow. He were my blood. He kept begging me to take him on a shift, saying he was strong as a ho... And now...
Come on, it wasn't your fault.
I suppose you're right. Will you pray with me for his soul?
Aye.
You're a canny lad. Almighty and merciful God, our Father, you are the giver of gold, silver, bronze, copper,
Almighty
tin,
and merciful
iron,
God,
and
our
all
Father,
ores and metals.
you are the giver
I
of
ask that you
gold,
bless me brother
silver,
who has died in this
bronze,
mine.
copper,
And
tin,
may the holy angel
iron,
save his soul from
and
damnation.
all ores and metals.
Bring his soul to
I ask that
eternal
you bless
glory
my
through
brother,
our Lord,
who has died
our
in his
Saviour and
mind.
Redeemer, Jesus
May your
Christ.
holy angels save his soul from damnation. Bring his soul to eternal glory through our Lord, our Saviour and Redeemer, Jesus Christ. Amen. So, are you gonna...
Aye. Thanks for praying with me.
What is the work of a miner?
What it's about? It's about hewing the face and hauling the ore to the banking core. Proper graft, that. Can be real dodgy, mind.
Are deaths in the mine common?
Aye. But every death in the shaft is a waste. Whether it's in a crump, unfortunately, we still bury a yakker or two a month, you know.
How is the ore,
First, we have to survey the shaft and find ore. Then the place gets scored and set up. We set up timber around. The hewers take their tools and start dinging rock and hewing ore.
How much do you make?
Depends on how much we hawk. How hard the rock is, how much ore. It's not really worth it, though. Half a grosh and a corf isn't much of...
So how many corves did you mine?
That weren't a good day. Nobody was in the mood for ganning on after what happened to Jaybird. But even so, we managed to hawk 30 corves.
That's all I need to know.
Blessings to you.
Hail Mary. What is it? Are you whistling just for fun? What a... How does this... Quick!
Look out! The ceilings are low, sir. Wouldn't want you to hit your head.
All right.
I already know how many corps the crew's... It was 100...
I see. Meanwhile, I looked in the mine book. How many...
I'd say it's more.
Seriously? Why would anyone report more than they actually mined? The book lists 90 corps extracted. That means 10 corps of ore disappear each, but nobody could just come along and take them. We keep... The unreported corps must be going out to smelting works.
What does it mean?
That this is fraud of colossal and that Foreman Fett and Herman the ore merchant are in it up to their ears.
What are we going to do?
Well, we need to make them tell us more. Being involved in the theft of silver is a capital crime. So it should be in their own interest to cooperate. Make sure to promise them no one will know about their crime. When you've talked to them, come back to me and we'll figure out what to do next.
Grüß dich. Was wünschst du?
We need to talk.
And who might you be?
Henry. Sir Christian sent me. We found some discrepancies in the mine. How do you explain that the miner has extracted 100 corps of ore on the Feast of St. Petronilla?
If it says 90, there must have been 90.
Or someone is writing down false numbers.
I do not write anything. Foreman Fett counts the corps here. Go and talk.
Don't tell me you don't count them too. You wouldn't pay for more corps than they really...
Do you have any idea how much ore passes through my hands? How am I supposed to remember how many? Besides, miners can lie and say they extracted more than they...
All three crews agreed to report more. I see... Talk. I'll give you such a thrashing your own mother won't reckon...
No, please. It was Fett's idea. He came to me saying we were going to deliver more corps to the smelters than we would report, and I would get paid for it. It was going well. I have always paid for what we put in the book. Then I got on the Feast of St. Petronilla. I was afraid they would be able to tell the difference. 10 corps. Nobody at the smelting works cared at all.
How long has this been going?
Several months. Maybe half a year.
Is Ulrich Vavak behind this?
The Mint Master? I have no idea.
So Christian and I agreed to investigate, so just act like nothing's going on. You don't want to scare off the people who are actually responsible.
Yeah,
see my brother.
And?
To talk about the inheritance.
But you're...
A word.
Who are you?
I'm Henry. Sir Christian sent me. I need to...
Don't tell me one of the yakkers shat all over...
I'm afraid it's a little worse than that. We found some discrepancies.
Let Sir Christian handle it then. They're his book.
To steal silver from the king is a most serious...
Why you...
I learned that the miners extracted no less than 100 corves on them, but the mine books...
Do you think the yakkers know how to count? And they like to show off. I'm sure they just... Anyway, what's it to you? Don't you know? I work for Vavek, the mint master himself.
Aye, there's no point in denying it.
Bloody snake.
You have nothing to fear. You're under my... I'll deal with anyone who wants to harm you. Believe...
Oh, wait. As soon as I was made head gaffer, Amara, who works at the smelter, he said someone wanted to talk to me. So I met this fella in the tavern in Grund, and he told me how it all works. How to cut the books. He told me the trick was not to report some of the extracted ore and transport it. See, he made it very clear if I didn't play along, there was nothing...
Who was that fella from the smelter?
He never told me his name, even when I asked. He's a tall bloke. I don't scare easy, but this bloke was terrifying.
How long has this been going?
For some time now, definitely. I heard even former head gaffer...
Where can I find it?
You can't ask Curtiu any questions. They say he was drunk.
Who pays you on the side? You have to pay the miners for what they actually...
I get the extra chink from the smelting works. It's enough for the yakkers, and for her...
Do you think the mint master, Ulrich
I don't know. I've got naught bad to say about Vavak. He says if Christian gives us hassle, he'd sooner replace him than me. He really said that.
All right. Just carry on as if nothing's happened. Christian won't give you any trouble, nor will anyone else.
Clear as a bell, Mara. I'll be silent.
I talked to Fed.
And?
They did. I mean, I made them.
Did you tell them to keep quiet and act as if nothing's happened?
I did.
Let's see what we've got so far. Those 10 unreported corves leave for the smelting works from here. If silver's going missing, you'll have to go and look around and talk to the owner, Buresh. I reckon that...
How so?
Buresh is a very cautious and clever man. I reckon he won't be happy to have... But he's the only one who can give you permission to walk round the smelting works without...
Something like your letter of safe conduct. How can I...
Like I said, it won't be... Nevertheless, I found a way you could gain his trust, at least a little. You'll pretend to be a nobleman interested in buying some smelting works, who'd like to get a closer look at his...
A nobleman this time, then?
But be careful. Buresh won't be as easily fooled as the simple pitman here. You'll have to dress like a real nobleman. That means no plate armor, but listen, don't carry a weapon. Buresh has a morbid fear of someone threatening him. That's why he has a... You must come to him dressed to the nines and act impeccably, so as not to arouse the slightest suspicion. In short, be charismatic.
What should I wear?
Like I said, some decent clothes. I reckon if you don't have anything of the sort, visit a tailor in town. If you're charismatic enough, Buresh is sure to believe your intentions are good. And make sure you wash up before you go. You can't go and see him looking like some...
What else should I know about the
In the smelting works, ore from the mines is crushed, ground, and then smelted. They extract silver then they give part of the silver to the king for the minting of groschen, and sell off the rest, along with the...
What should I know about this Buresh before I...
He's the slyest fox of them all. He comes from somewhere in Moravia, and he moved to Kuttenberg He started to prosper soon after, and not even Sigismund's arrival stopped him. He quickly joined his side. Now he's doing better and better. But whether that means he's involved in something shady, who knows?
I got it.
Here, I've written you a letter of introduction to take with you and give to Buresh. I reckon he won't be thrilled, but he won't turn you down. Ask him discreetly, in passing, how many corves he took from our mines on the feast of St. Petronella. If my guess is correct, it should be 90. It still doesn't prove anything, but at least you could get something out of the workers. One of them is bound to know something. When you're in the smelting works, Keep your eyes peeled. I'm sure something is going on there. Good luck, Henry.
I'll drop by and visit her sometime then.
Feel free. You're no longer in mortal danger.
Greetings to you.
Beleza, galera? Tô ficando por aqui com esse episódio. Se gostou, deixa o like, compartilha, se inscreve aí. Valeu!